Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Dogecoin, see kind of where we're at. We're going to start with some back-end liquidation data and just give some quick congratulations as well to some of our community members who took some nice trades yesterday. Quick congrats on our SEI, Ethereum, and Bitcoin long. So 32% from Bitcoin, 62% for ETH, and 60% from SEI. So nice trades there. Those are 5 to 10x leverage trades. Nothing super crazy. I didn't take a trade with Dogecoin just because we're still under our descending trend. We're not like in a a phenomenal situation. So if you're looking for somebody to tell you to take a long right now because we're going to break out to the metaphorical moon, you're in the wrong place. I'm always going to tell you straightforward how things are, regardless of how bad they are. And at this point, there is liquidation above the price, reinforcing resistance, but also telling us a liquidation squeeze, short squeeze is more likely. So we could see 17.5 to 18 cents here soon, based on the simple fact that there's heavy concentrations at that level. We got like $1 billion section here, right between 17.3 and 17.4. Okay, so that just incentivizes the price to go higher. Keep in mind, liquidation delta has shifted bullish, right? So this is a good sign implying shorting this is a bad idea right now. We've broken above our local high too, so that's a good sign in most cases. Having said that, open interest is the last 1 month's worth of open interest. We can see 17.1 and 18.3 as those next areas of potential resistance. Okay. Now, once more, the reason why that is the case is because there's a lot of exit liquidity at those open interest areas. When people come back to their break even, they want to get out of the trade, or they just add to their position because obviously they're finally back in profit. I'll have to update the charts and I'll post that on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. For right now, we don't need to worry about fib levels, just based on the fact that there's this is a macro type of trend and we're barely to our 0.236 fib. So I'm not super worried about that. What I want to touch on and highlight today is kind of the more important stuff here, such as this descending trend, right? We're still below the 20-day SMA and the 50. So we're by no means bullish, ready to break even or to break out rather. You'll probably see a lot of people talking about going to the moon and Dogecoin's back on track. Truth is, the 4-hour time frame looks great for every single altcoin, but the daily time frame is what you pay attention to. We got our previous macro point of control. Let's go ahead and see if that still exists here at about 17.1. Once more reinforcing that resistance at that level. So until we're back up above 17.1, I don't have a lot of confidence in taking a long position because we're still under a descending trend. All right, trends exist for a reason. That's why you don't short against them or take longs against them, depending on the overall trend. So I know it sounds contradictory because right now we shifted momentum here. We've got more longs and shorts on the short term, but this is a 5-day window. When we look at this here, this is more like a 1-year window. I think this goes all the way back to March of this year. Correction, that'd be like 3 months, but still, it's a significantly larger time frame, and you got to respect the fact that we haven't regained those levels. We're still under 50 on the RSI, whereas Bitcoin is just broken above it. So that shows how much stronger Bitcoin is versus this coin. And we take a look here as well. There's a previous resistance range. Once more, I'll update our playout chart, but on the 4-hour time frame, this is what looks good. Okay, so simple way to understand it. Most coins are following suit with Bitcoin because Bitcoin rallied in the last 24 hours. All that being said, outside of the war efforts, ceasefire potential, and all that Iranian war stuff, this is a good sign for the short term, basically implying between now and whenever, we're probably going to see a push or a continuation of 17.1. That makes sense. So if you're in a long position right now, you don't necessarily have to close it because most signs on the short term are telling us further upside makes sense. Just expect 17.1, 17.2 to pose as some type of resistance for us because we have liquidation just above it. We'll probably see a candle wick up. We're probably going to see some slowing pressure, some selling pressure there once more because open interest is heavy there, and same thing with 18.3. So if we regain 17.1, the next target should be 18.4. I may be interested in a long at the 17.1 range, or possibly if we continue to go sideways and break our descending trend. It just all depends on Bitcoin. For right now, far too early to tell, but this coin is significantly underperforming versus most, so just not really the best coin to take along with. I'm mostly referring to leverage. If you're considering spot, this is not a bad idea to consider adding to your spot position because we do have a lot of volume below the price here. And generally, this is a good area to consider averaging in. I think my average price on Dogecoin is really close to where we're at right now. Once more, that's from a few months ago. I haven't invested in this coin here recently, but it may be a good call to do that. Either way, I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here shortly. Join us over at Bitunix too, folks. No KYC or VPN required exchange. phenomenal. We've been using them for over 2 years, and they have been great to us. There's a new campaign starting tomorrow, and you can also join us over here on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, because I have a lot of content flowing through there as well. So thanks again for the wonderful feedback, everybody. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself out there. Don't forget to like the video. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.